Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to be tackling something I think we can all relate to, work-life balance.
Yeah.
It always feels like a juggling act,
Yeah.
especially with how fast-paced everything is these days.
Yeah.
But we're not alone in this. We're diving deep into an article from doclib.site called Mastering the Art of Work-Life Balance. It's by Benjamin et al. And I think you'll find some really helpful insights here. It really got me thinking about my own experiences.
Mm.
And I realized that sometimes when I feel overwhelmed, it impacts like everything, my sleep, my focus, even my relationships.
It's true. Those signs of imbalance can be really sneaky. The article highlights how work-related stress costs the U.S. economy a staggering $500 billion annually.
Mm.
Think about that. 550 million workdays are lost every year because of it.
Mm.
It really underscores that this isn't just about individual well-being, it's a massive economic issue too.
Yeah, it's a wake-up call for sure. So let's break down what work-life balance actually means. The article defines it as finding that sweet spot between your job and all the other things that matter. Family, friends, hobbies, even just taking time for yourself.
And the key here is that it's not about this rigid 50-50 split. It's about finding what works for you, recognizing that your priorities might change depending on where you are in life.
Absolutely. The article points out some subtle signs that your balance might be off. Obviously, feeling constantly stressed is a red flag, but it can also show up in things like decreased productivity or strained relationships. It's like a domino effect. One area starts to wobble, and it impacts everything else. And when we talk about stress, the article emphasizes understanding both the mental and physical sides of it.
Right? It's not just in your head. Chronic stress can lead to anxiety, trouble concentrating, and even poor decision-making. But it also takes a toll on your body. Think fatigue, insomnia, even a weakened immune system. It's a powerful reminder that taking care of your mental health is just as important as your physical health.
So how do we tackle this stress monster? The article suggests starting by identifying your personal stressors. What are the specific things at work or in your personal life that trigger that stress response for you? Once you know what you're dealing with, you can start building coping mechanisms.
Exactly, and that's where those personalized strategies come in. The article mentions techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and mindfulness, which can be super helpful for immediate relief from stress. But it also emphasizes the importance of making stress management part of your lifestyle through things like regular exercise or seeking support from, colleagues, friends, family.
Yeah, that support system is so crucial. I know when I'm stressed, it's easy to isolate myself, but talking to people who get it, whether it's work friends or loved ones, can make a world of difference. And sometimes, if the stress feels really overwhelming, reaching out to a mental health professional can be incredibly beneficial. They can offer tailored strategies and support to help navigate those challenges. Now, on a slightly lighter note, let's talk about time management. Because I don't know about you, but I always feel like there aren't enough hours in the day.
It's a common feeling. And the article actually suggests starting with something called a time audit. Essentially, you track how you spend your time for a week. It can be a little scary to face reality, but it's incredibly eye-opening. You might be surprised where those hours are actually going.
I think we all have those moments where we're like, where did the day go? So once you've got that snapshot of your time, the article introduces some powerful tools. It talks about classic to-do lists, but also things like the Eisenhower matrix. Have you ever used that?
The Eisenhower matrix is brilliant for prioritizing. It helps you distinguish between what's urgent and what's important. For example, imagine you have a report due tomorrow that's urgent, but you also have a long-term project that aligns with your career goals that's important. The matrix helps you visualize this and allocate your time accordingly, so you're not just putting out fires, but actually making progress on the things that really matter.
It's so easy to get caught up in that cycle of just reacting to what's screaming the loudest. And on top of the Eisenhower matrix, the article also talks about time blocking. It's about dedicating specific chunks of your day to certain activities.
Right. It helps create structure and focus, especially for those things that tend to get squeezed out when things get busy, like personal activities. And don't forget all the amazing technology available to help us manage our time. We have apps for everything these days, from simple to-do lists to like full-blown project management systems. They can be lifesavers for staying organized and making sure nothing falls through the cracks.
Speaking of staying organized and making the most of our time, one of the most effective ways to achieve that is by establishing a solid routine. I used to think routines were boring, but now I realize they can actually be incredibly freeing.
Absolutely. It's about creating a framework that supports both your well-being and your productivity. The article highlights the power of a positive morning ritual to set the tone for the day, followed by dedicated work blocks for focused productivity. And, of course, scheduled breaks are essential to prevent burnout. And then, winding down in the evening with a relaxing routine helps promote better sleep and sets you up for success the next day.
I love that emphasis on the evening wind down. It's so tempting to just keep working or scrolling through your phone until you crash, but taking the time to intentionally disconnect and unwind can make a huge difference in your sleep quality and how you feel the next day. It's about respecting the natural rhythms of your body and mind.
And when you create a routine that aligns with those rhythms, you're setting yourself up for success, both in terms of your work and your overall well-being.
Now, let's talk about something that's been a game changer for so many people, including myself: flexible work arrangements. The article dives into the benefits of things like remote work and flex time.
Flexible work arrangements are no longer just a perk. They're a crucial aspect of a modern, adaptable workplace. They give people the power to tailor their work schedules and locations to better fit their lives, leading to greater autonomy, reduced stress, and improved work-life integration.
The article mentions a case study where a company that went remote first saw a significant increase in employee satisfaction. And another study found that a tech startup that introduced flex time saw a 30% boost in productivity.
The evidence is compelling. When people feel trusted and empowered to manage their work in a way that suits their needs, they're more engaged, motivated, and productive. And from a business perspective, it makes perfect sense. Reduced overhead costs, access to a wider talent pool, the advantages are significant.
But let's be real, negotiating these arrangements can be tricky. The article offers some great tips, like coming prepared with a strong case that highlights your track record and explains how flexibility will actually boost your contribution. You need to proactively address potential employer concerns like communication, collaboration, and availability.
It's about finding a solution that works for both you and your employer. And once you have that flexible arrangement in place, it's crucial to manage it effectively by setting clear boundaries.
Right. Things like having a dedicated workspace if you're working from home and sticking to defined work hours so you don't blur the lines between your professional and personal life.
Exactly. And it's equally important to stay connected with colleagues, whether through regular virtual meetings or in-person get-togethers, to avoid feeling isolated and maintain that sense of community. So we've covered managing stress, mastering time, and embracing flexibility. But there's one more critical piece to this work-life balance puzzle, and that's personal development and growth.
This is where we move beyond just managing external factors and start focusing on nurturing ourselves as individuals. It's about recognizing that a fulfilling life requires more than just career success. It's about pursuing those things that bring us joy, challenge us to grow, and allow us to express our unique talents and passions. The article talks about investing time in education, both formal and informal.
It doesn't have to be all about your career either. Learning about something you're passionate about can spark so much creativity and energy that spills over into every aspect of your life.
And then there's skill building, which has this amazing double benefit. It can make you more efficient at work and enhance your personal life. Imagine becoming a whiz at time management that frees up more time for family, hobbies, or just relaxing. Or learning a new creative skill like painting or playing an instrument that's pure joy and stress relief right there.
It's about recognizing that skills aren't just for the workplace. They empower us to navigate life more effectively, pursue our passions, and experience a sense of accomplishment in different areas.
And let's not underestimate the power of hobbies. The article emphasizes how important they are for counterbalancing work pressures. Engaging in something you love, whether it's gardening, playing sports, or volunteering, gives your mind a break from work and allows you to connect with something that truly brings you joy.
Hobbies foster a sense of balance and remind us that there's more to life than just our professional responsibilities. They can provide opportunities for social interaction, creativity, and personal fulfillment.
This has been such an insightful deep dive so far. We've covered a lot of ground, from recognizing the signs of imbalance to the power of routines and the importance of investing in ourselves. But before we move on, I want to leave you with something to think about. What's one small change you can implement today to start moving towards a better work-life balance?
It could be as simple as setting aside 15 minutes for a mindfulness exercise or scheduling a walk during your lunch break. Remember, even small steps can lead to significant positive change. The key is to start taking action and make a conscious effort to prioritize your well-being. We'll be back in part 2 to continue our exploration, but for now, take a moment to reflect on that question. Welcome back to our deep dive into work-life balance. Before we paused, we were discussing the importance of personal development and growth. Now let's explore how to actually create a personal development plan that truly aligns with what you want out of life.
Yeah, this is where things get really exciting for me. It's like designing your own roadmap to a more fulfilling life. But where do we even begin?
It all starts with looking inward. Take some time to reflect on, your values, passions, your goals. What truly matters to you?
Right.
What do you want to achieve, both personally and professionally? What areas of your life would you like to see grow and flourish?
It's like taking stock of your inner landscape. What are those dreams you've maybe put on hold? What skills have you always wanted to learn? What experiences would, light you up and make you feel truly alive?
Once you have a clearer understanding of what you're aiming for, you can start setting SMART goals. That stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This gives you clarity and direction for your personal development journey.
Okay, I love that SMART framework. It helps you break down those big, sometimes overwhelming goals into smaller, more manageable steps. For example, instead of just saying, I want to learn a new language, you could set a goal to complete a specific language course within 6 months.
Exactly. And remember, your personal development plan should encompass all dimensions of your life. It's not just about climbing the career ladder. It's about nurturing your relationships, enjoying your hobbies, taking care of your physical and mental health, and contributing to your community.
It's about, creating a life that feels balanced and true to you, where you're not just getting by, but thriving in all areas.
Here's a key point. Your personal development plan isn't set in stone. It's a living document that evolves as you grow and your priorities change. Regularly review and adjust your plan to make sure it reflects your aspirations and supports your well-being.
It's like having a dynamic compass that guides you on your journey, helping you navigate those unexpected detours while staying aligned with your core values and goals.
And don't be afraid to seek support and inspiration from others. Talk to mentors, friends, family members, or even join a group of like-minded individuals who are also on a path of personal growth.
Yeah, there's something so powerful about connecting with people who understand your journey and can offer encouragement and support along the way. It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad for your development.
Absolutely. And remember, personal development is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Embrace the process, celebrate your wins, learn from your setbacks, and never stop seeking growth and fulfillment in all areas of your life.
That's such a great reminder. It's not about being perfect. It's about striving to be the best version of yourself and creating a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling.
Now, as we approach the end of our deep dive into work-life balance, I'd like to leave you with this final thought. We've explored a wide range of strategies and insights, but ultimately the most important takeaway is this. You have the power to create a life that works for you.
You don't have to settle for a life where work consumes all your time and energy, leaving you feeling, drained and disconnected from the things that truly matter.
Embrace the strategies we've discussed, experiment with different approaches, and find what works best for you. Remember, work-life balance isn't about achieving a perfect equilibrium. It's about creating a dynamic and fulfilling life that aligns with your values, priorities, and aspirations.
It's interesting. We often talk about work-life balance as this ideal state we need to achieve.
Right.
But maybe it's more about work-life integration.
That's a great point. It's about recognizing that work and life aren't these separate entities. They influence and enrich each other in so many ways.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where your work energizes and inspires you while still leaving room for personal growth, meaningful relationships, and those activities that bring you joy and recharge your batteries.
And remember, this journey is unique for everyone. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about trying different things, discovering what works for you, and making adjustments as you go. Life is constantly changing, and so should our approach to work-life integration.
As we wrap up our deep dive, I want to encourage you to embrace this journey with curiosity, compassion, and willingness to learn and grow. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo, set boundaries, and put your well-being first.
Remember, you have the power to design a life that truly reflects your values, passions, and aspirations. It might not always be easy, but it's a journey worth taking. So what are you waiting for? Start creating that amazing life today.
And if you ever need a little inspiration or guidance along the way, you know where to find us. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep striving for that fulfilling and balanced life.
See ya!